I think we're just gonna call this video trying random vegan snacks that looked interesting. Hi, I'm Val and I made the recipe website Very Vegan Val. Thanks so much for being here. If you want to see more content like this, as well as recipes, travel videos, and all things vegan, make sure you're subscribed. So generally what this video is there's a chain near me called Ocean State Job Lot. It's across the entire Northeast, and it's essentially a closeout store. So they buy in bulk from other retailers like Target and Walmart and whatever else. And then they sell them on at closeout prices to customers. And every time I'm there, they have all sorts of interesting snacks, and kind of a lot of them are vegan. So I decided it would be interesting, at least for me, and hopefully for you, to get 10 vegan snacks that caught my eye, try them out, and see how they are. I'll often do this with one or two things at Ocean State Job Lot, and sometimes they're like a big hit, like a new favorite, and other times they're quite disappointing. So we will see what we ended up with here today. Now, like other closeout stores, they have a rotating stock of what is available at the current time. So these things probably will not be here for long, and they may never be there again, but you might be able to find them other places. Without further ado, let's get started trying the random odds and ends that caught my interest. Look at that! The first thing I'm going to be trying are these Barbie crispy squares. They are a pink birthday cake flavor. They're vegan as well as gluten-free, peanut-free, and tree nut-free. They also say they're lower in sugar. In fact, these are from Healthy Crunch, and they are made without the top 9 allergens. Why I mostly got these was the fantastic Barbie branding. It really amused me, and I guess we'll see what a pink birthday cake flavor tastes like. I would say it looks basically like a Rice Krispie treat with some sprinkles on top. That's pink. I would say it tastes like a Rice Krispie treat with sprinkles on top. There is a little bit of that artificial cake flavor in there. Not mad at it. But it pretty much just tastes like a Rice Krispie treat. Not bad at all. Next, let's bring things back down to basics. I got this Quaker Oats oatmeal. I'm not a huge oatmeal person, but it's strawberry peach flavored, and I am a huge peach person. I am obsessed with peaches, like actually truly ripe good peaches, which are so hard to find. I cannot get enough of them. So we're gonna try this peach oatmeal today. Now, in case you're wondering if these things are all expired, I did look through them. None of them are expired. There's a couple of them that are within 20 days of the expiration date, but several of them are years away from the expiration date too, so it's definitely a mix. Okay, empty packet. Add 3/4 of a cup of water or milk and microwave on high for 2 minutes. You can see it's got little chunks of dehydrated peach and dehydrated strawberry. I know there's a song about dogs and the cheese tax, but in our house, there's an oat milk tax. While I'm waiting for the microwave, I thought I would mention that Quaker Oats did some experiments, I want to say as late as the 60s, where they put radioactive materials in food and fed it to orphaned and intellectually impaired children to see how it would work, and they didn't tell them. It doesn't make me feel great about eating their oatmeal, I'm not gonna lie. Like, maybe I shouldn't be, because that's pretty messed up. It made a mess in my microwave, but our oatmeal is done. I've got a spoonful that has the peach and the strawberry, so that's important. It is surprisingly sweet. It has a good amount of peach flavor. I'm not mad at it, but I think in my mind I had a really unrealistic idea of like juicy, fresh peaches like throughout this oatmeal, and it's, I guess, like obviously not that. So it's not bad, but I wish I had peaches. Why does it have to be like a whole year until peach season again? It's not fair. All right, let's go with something savory now. We've got these potato wedges. These are D&J potato wedges. Low temperature cooked, ready to eat snack, sweet chili. Plant-based. I don't know anything about them. They're Australian owned. That's cool. I just thought the idea of like what I assume is kind of like a chip, but like wedge shaped was interesting. So let's give it a try. And it is indeed a wedge shaped potato. Covered in this chili dust. Very crunchy. The inside is essentially like, you know, like a potato starch fried filling. So kind of almost like styrofoamy, but like a little bit harder. The outside is indeed sweet chili. I don't think these benefit from being wedge shaped. I think these would be better not wedge shaped, like a thin chip shape, because then you'd get less styrofoam and more spicing. But I mean, the fact that they were wedge shaped was the only reason I bought them. So they did get me with that. I don't think it's a good idea, really. They're not horrible, but like they'd be better if they were just potato chips, you know? Cool, 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 cool. Let's try a ramen. I got this one. It has ramen, but then it also has those Korean rice cakes in it. And there's an egg on the front, but no worries. No egg in the ramen. It's supposed to be slightly above medium hot. What else can we figure out about it? Chef Kim's ready in 3 minutes. I don't know. I got it because I've never seen a vegan ramen with those rice cakes in it, and I wanted to try that. I suspect this is also going to have that sort of sweet chili flavor to it. And if we're honest, I prefer a non-sweet chili flavor, but that's okay. We're still giving it a shot because I'm curious. So we're going to pour hot water up to the line, stir, and add the soup powder, then microwave for 3 minutes. We've got the noodles. We've got our cute little rice cakes. My goodness. Don't put that in. It smells very much like chili. Okay, let's read the instructions again because I forgot. I'm gonna microwave it. I'm gonna put the top on. It doesn't say to do that, but it seems like a good idea, doesn't it? Since we're just like sitting here, do you wanna see the 4 types of tomatoes I grew this year? Because I have one of each right now. Okay, let's start with this one. This one is an early girl. It's supposed to ripen early, and it did ripen earlier than 2 of them. This one is a black truffle, a Japanese black truffle tomato, which is actually a Russian tomato. And I think the ones that we're getting are like larger than they usually are, which is interesting. Here we have our striped German tomato. Now these have been the ones that have been the slowest to ripen out of all of them. This one actually isn't technically ripened. It's still yellow on this side, but it was close enough that I'm just letting it finish on the countertop. And my favorite tomato that we planted, it ripened as fast as the early girl, and it's so delicious, are these Caspian pink tomatoes. They're just absolutely stunning. They've got that beautiful like heirloom tomato like patterning. Highly recommend Caspian pink. They're all actually quite good, but plant these tomatoes. Sorry, I had to take advantage of a captive audience to talk tomatoes with. I love my garden so much. Speaking of talking about my garden, I'm gonna add a few of these. These are a Chinese type of chive where the flowers are really delicate and delicious and garlicky, but the stems are a little bit tough. You can still use them, as I am. You're just gonna wanna cut them into very small pieces, otherwise they will be unpleasant to chew on. I don't feel like you can really make instant ramen and not add at least a scallion or a chive or just some onion if that's all you have. I think a little added fresh allium makes a big difference. Cheers. Noodles first. I do kind of worry that this looks incredibly hot. And I mean like temperature-wise, not spice-wise. It looks spicy too, but it is both hot and hot. That's kind of delicious. It's definitely spicy, but it has a lot of sweetness to it too. And it is definitely, again, hot temperature-wise, but it's also really warming. It's definitely sweeter than I prefer my food, but I knew it would be, and I got it anyway, so that's on me. Let's try one of the rice cakes. It's got a good chew to it. It's a little bit more chewy than I'm used to them being, maybe from being dehydrated, I don't know. I usually get them frozen, but quite good. This is fun. I would get this again. I might make my own sauce to go with it, who knows. Next, let's cool down with a drink. I got a popping boba drink. So this is a mixed berry hibiscus tea, Taiwanese classic popping boba, and it's made using spherification, which we literally just talked about in this video here. And you can actually, in Maine, Hawaii, Oregon, and Connecticut, get a deposit back on this plastic cup, which is, who knew? All right, let's try. Got our straw. Ooh. I was thinking that this straw looked too short for the drink, but it's retractable. How fun is that? Okay. I'm a little unconvinced that this paper straw will pierce this plastic, but I know commitment is key. Ready? Oof. Did it. Second try. Cheers. That's really fun. It is, in fact, a very relatively overly sweet mixed berry hibiscus tea with popping bobas. And the popping bobas are what makes it fun. You suck them into your mouth and they almost instantly just pop on your tongue. I will say that the flavor of the boba is not significantly different from the taste of the drink. I think it would be kind of more fun if it was, and it added like a different flavor component once you popped it in your mouth. That is really fun. I don't actually think I'd get this particular popping boba tea again, but I love the concept of it, and I would get a popping boba tea again. You know what I would really love actually is like a milk tea with popping strawberry boba or something similar to that. That would be delicious. I would get that one. So if you see that in stores, let me know. Let's do this next. It is Pop Time Creations Truffle and Herb Parmesan Cheese Flavored Gourmet Popcorn Mix. And yes, it is vegan. Now they actually had several of these and I had to choose. So the other ones that were there, and if this one's good, maybe I'll go back and get others. But the other ones that they had there was sriracha and lime, chocolate and vanilla, and marshmallow cinnamon. Marshmallow cinnamon was the other one that I sort of debated. The flavor is pretty unevenly spread. The first couple pieces I had literally had no flavor on them. But when you get a good one, it is a nice flavor. It's still too light though. I like the flavor. It does taste truffly. I don't know if it tastes Parmesan-y, but it tastes vaguely umami-ish. But there's not enough. There's just not enough flavor, and it's not spread out well enough so that you can get pieces with nothing on them at all. I'm gonna try shaking up the bag real well and see if that changes anything. No. Promising idea, not really well executed. Shall we try another bar? These ones are Made Good Chocolate Drizzled Cookie Crumble Flavor granola bars. They have vegetable extracts, which are a good source of vitamins C and D. So they're healthy. These ones are also free from the top 9 allergens. I will say as a flavor, chocolate cookie sounds better to me than our pink birthday cake. Okay. Got chocolate, it's got oats, It tastes very granola bar-y. I can pick out the flavor of the brown rice syrup and I think vanilla extract. There's like almost an alcohol flavor to it that I think might just be vanilla extract. No, there's no vanilla extract in it. So somehow it has a bit of an alcohol-y flavor. Oh, natural flavor. That is my guess, is that that was the natural flavor that I'm tasting. So, you know, not bad. It tastes like a granola bar. I wouldn't write home about this one, but if you like chocolate and you're looking for a granola bar without allergens in it, it's a good one. We've got Nori seaweed snacks. So these are actually, my apologies, these are Nora seaweed snacks. These are the tempura spicy flavor. They also have ones that were not tempura, just spicy seaweed, but who would want that when you get tempura? Now these are free from 6 allergens, but not 9. So this does, I guess, have potential gluten, tree nut, or soy. None of which are a problem for us. Actually, and it does contain wheat and soy, although I guess tree nut is just a potential contaminant. These are really good. I wouldn't call them spicy in any way. They're actually like a little bit sweet, but they're so delicious. They're crunchy, they're seaweedy, they're a little bit sweet. Dougie the dog likes them, I like them. I would get those again, they're delicious. If you like seaweed, you will probably love them as well. That is the thing I've tried so far that I'm most likely to just eat the entire bag of before Chad gets home. Sorry, Chad. The next up, we have another ramen. This is Perfect Earth Good Ramen, but I got it because it's Massaman curry flavored. They had 3 options, a green curry, a red curry, and a Massaman curry. And I've never really seen curry flavored ramens before, so I got it because I thought it sounded cool. It has the word vegan really large on the front. I do find that sometimes vegan on labels of ramens also translates to not very high sodium and not very tasty, but not always. So you'll see if that is the case here. Oh, interesting. So this is a multi-pack, but the noodles do not come separately packaged, which is a good thing in terms of packaging, but it might be a bad thing if you have no way to store this well. I think a big gallon Ziploc bag will help. So they use rice noodles and not wheat noodles in this. If you have a gluten allergy, this might work for you. Put this in the bowl. And then you also got to grab one of these seasoning packages and one of these, which I believe is the dried vegetables. 2 cups of water, and we'll just stick it all in the bowl. This one, you do have to microwave it for 6 minutes. And given that I have a slow microwave, we'll see, it might be longer, but that is kind of long for an instant meal. Ooh, you can really smell like the lemongrass and the cardamom in there. That's very fragrant. It looks surprisingly thick and creamy. Even in the video where I'm not cooking, I can get some steamed up camera lens for you. The noodles are nicely cooked. They have a good curry flavor, but I think we're gonna really need to get a spoon to try this broth. You know, it has that rare quality of being salty, but not overly salty. I'd say they hit that right out of the park for this one. It's got a lot of flavor in it too. It's not as creamy as it looks. It is definitely more watery, but it's also very delicious. I would definitely get these again. I'd say this one is a win. I might go back and try the other flavors. And we've saved a dessert for last. We're gonna try these My Sweet Chickpea Coconut and Dark Chocolate. So they're vegan. They've got plant-based proteins. The picture makes it look like they are literally a chickpea covered in chocolate. They might be. I guess there's only one way to find out. Oh, okay. On the picture, they look like they're coated in chocolate and then covered in coconut flakes. But in reality, they look like marbles. So the coconut flavor is in the coating. It's like just like a coconut flavored candy shell. Then there's a layer of chocolate. And then there's a whole dried chickpea. That's wild because, you know, it doesn't really taste like a chickpea. It tastes salty and it tastes nutty and crumbly. It tastes a lot like a chocolate covered peanut, but apparently it's a chickpea. I don't know how they do that. That's crazy. How do you get a chickpea that's dry but not hard? You know what I mean? Like dried chickpeas that you rehydrate, you could never eat those. You would break your teeth. But cooked chickpeas are wet. They're like moist. This one's like crumbly. Is it freeze-dried maybe? Anyway, these are really good. I like these. They're tasty. I don't know if they're healthier than chocolate covered peanuts or anything, but I like them. They're good. I would eat these. Wow, that was highly amusing. I have to say the two favorite things I got were probably these chocolate covered chickpeas and these seaweed nori snacks. They're delicious. My biggest disappointment might just be this popcorn. There's just not enough flavor. And now I have a huge bag of flavorless popcorn. I guess I could add my own flavor. Maybe I will. That's it today. Let's just wrap it on up. Let me know if you've tried any of these snacks before and what you thought. Or let me know what some of your favorite random closeout store finds are. I would love to hear about them. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you subscribe, you'll be the first one to know next time we post. Thanks so much. Bye. Ready? I got some of the boba pearls here. It got all over my head.